Hello and welcome back to this sacred space. In today's reading, you will receive a message about an act of self-love that you can perform right now. And I want to be very, very clear with something before you even begin listening at these messages. Self-love doesn't necessarily mean pampering yourself with long baths or comforting blankets or taking luxurious naps or reciting positive affirmations. Self-love in a very profound way can also be telling the truth to yourself, to see your life clearly, so that you can make improvements and feel better overall. And it can also be pushing yourself towards your goals, towards your dreams, so that they come to fruition and you can live the life that you were intended to. Just so that you have an open mind about what will come through here. I'm saying all of this because the deck that wanted to be worked with for this reading is the Chicoli Tarot. Now, the Chicoli Tarot can be very confronting, but it is the sort of confrontation that is liberating, that frees us. And that in itself gives comfort long term. It's another form of comfort than we are perhaps used to. And so there will be two messages here today, but I am hearing something about a bonus message. We'll see how that pans out. I'm not quite sure yet, but I will be clear about that in the description box. And so if you want to, you can skip ahead to the message of your choice. I do feel that for most of you, both of them will apply, perhaps in different order or in different timelines for you in your life. But as per usual, I will begin by setting an intention. If you want to skip ahead, click on the timestamps in the description box down below. Okay. So I'm connecting in. I'm connecting with my sacred self and the wisdom of my sacred self through all existing lifetimes, both the past, the present, and the future coming together in this now moment. I'm also connecting in with my eternal child and the wisdom of my eternal child for this specific reading. Connecting deeper into the essence and energy of Ma Kali, and ask her to channel her energies through me, for me to embody her essence, wisdom, and love throughout this reading. Calling forth Geri and Freke to guard and protect this sacred space, and to only allow in those energies that Ma Kali deem fit. Calling forth Hugin and Munin to act as messengers between the eternal child of the people of this community and Ma Kali. Activating my inner fire in order to ignite your inner flame and passion for you to transform your life to the better. Entering into Mimir's well to access insight, wisdom, and knowledge from other realms, as well as from my own childhood, my own subconscious terrain, and my own ancestry line. I set the intention that I channel these messages in a clear, concise, compassionate, and impactful way, and that I give you clarity, wisdom, and love through these messages. I pray that these messages will be for the highest good of all beings and the earth in its entirety. Let it be so. Tack så mycket. Let's begin the readings. Message number 1. I do feel a masculine energy coming forth, but a masculine energy as a part of your essence, that part of you. And I do feel Ma Kali coming forth. And she wants to give you a theme for this message, for this reading. And so we are using the Woodland Wardens for this to begin with. So what is your theme on this act of self-love that you can perform at this time? And remember, as I said in the beginning, for most of you, both messages will apply, but at different times. So you may be coming back to this video at a later time. So what's the theme for this group of people? For this message on an act of self-love that they can perform this time. The Bobcat and Blackthorn. Patience. Patience. This masculine energy that is a part of you that is coming forth is a part of this theme and this message. And the theme of your act of self-love is to be disciplined about being still. It's not about patience per se, but more so about stillness, meditation, being calm, and giving time to restorative and rejuvenating practices. But the main focus here is the discipline that is required for this. So let's draw a card. At the bottom we have the moth and eucalyptus and ending. And so this is extra important at this time that you are watching and listening to this specific message, because you are currently walking through transition, an end of a cycle. And this is where you prepare for the new start. And that preparation phase requires stillness, space, quietness. Yeah. So a message from the Chocolate Tarot about the act of self-love that you can perform at this time, narrowing down the focus of this message. The Tower. I do feel one more. The Devil. There is something that you're still engaging in or with. Relationship comes forth quite strongly. That is no longer a fit for you. You are still engaging with it, reluctant to let it go. Now be wise about these messages and how to act on them. You still have the ultimate responsibility here about how you receive these messages and act on them. So remember that. Don't carelessly end relationships. But this is about something, probably a relationship that has beaten you down in some way. And it is time to let go. It's not helping you. And a part of you know this. You know this. For others of you, this is not an external relationship. This is a relationship to, I do feel, a childhood memory that has etched itself on your brain, your memory, and it's time to release it. It's time to let it go. And it's something that you find hard to either forgive someone else for, or letting go of shame, or more so guilt on your part. It's time to release that now. It's time to end that now. That is the act of self-love. Let's see if there's anything else. I do feel Makali saying that is all for this message. I do hope that it was clear enough and that it gave you what you needed. Thank you so very much for connecting in. Please like this video and leave a comment if you found it helpful, because it does help me creating these readings for you. Hope to see you next time. Bye. So this is the bonus message of this reading. So I'm just going to tap in for when this applies for you. They're saying in between. So if you do feel a call for both message number 1 and number 2, this is for the in-between. And perhaps you have no idea what I'm talking about here. And if that's the case, this message is a sort of standalone message. If you just connected to one of the other messages, just as a sort of supplement, you could say. So let's see. Let's draw a card from the Cercoli Tarot. What's the main message for this specific bonus reading? Speaking about the theme of self-love and acts of self-love. So, oh my gosh, I do not remember. Yeah, this is the sun. And then we have the Four of Wands. So this is about engaging with the outside world, not connecting in with spirituality and that path as much. So there will come a period in your life where you recognize yourself in this quite soon, or you are in this right now when you're watching this message. And the message here about this is, let me draw a clarifier from the Woodland Wardens. The Coyote and Datura Deceit. This is about allowing that to happen and not to push spiritual practices when it's not called for. So it may be time to strip down your spiritual practices, your routines, your rituals to a bare minimum, because the theme here is about engaging with the world to experience bliss, connection, and to really be in that explorative maiden energy, to catch a bit of air, catch your breath a bit between periods of self-reflection, introspection, and digging deeper. So allow that to happen, essentially, and try not to push anything that doesn't want to be in your existence at this time. And so that is all for this bonus message. Thank you so very much for connecting in. Please like this video, leave a comment if you found it helpful. It helps me in creating these readings for you. And I hope to see you next time. Bye. Message number 2. For this reading, I feel a strong connection to Mother Energy. Mother Energy being around you, external to your energies. So this is not your own mothering energy. I'm saying that because in message number 1 we did connect in with the masculine energy inside of you, but this is mothering energy surrounding you. And what she has to say here is to allow yourself to soften, to go within. So it's a bit similar as the first message, but different in that this is more soft and more about allowing yourself to disconnect from people in your life if you do feel that this is called for right now. To be with yourself and to sort of isolate yourself just a little bit before coming back out from this, let's call it womb space. So let's clarify this further with the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. So more specifically, what is the theme of this act of self-love that you can perform at this time? And as I said in the beginning, for many of you, both message number 1 and number 2 and also the bonus reading will apply. But they will apply at different times in your life. So you may want to come back to this reading later on. So you received the squirrel and chestnut preparation. so interesting because this message is so similar to the first one, but the energies are totally different. This is more about holding yourself and being still and allowing yourself to be slow, allowing yourself to be introverted, allowing yourself time in the dark, the metaphorically dark spaces, sort of preparing for winter time. So in the first message, I do feel that the beginning of the next cycle of growth is more how do you say this? Please help me with the phrasing here. Imminent, more imminent. This is slower. This is slower. This is more so you being in autumn, metaphorically, spiritually in your life, and preparing to go into winter. And so you will emerge later. You will emerge later. Let's take a look at the bottom card. Safety. With the eel and iris. There's something with this iris flower. They're saying something about like this flower is slow to bloom or a bit picky or something like that. And it is a reference for you being in this slow moving energy at this time. And so while many of us are heading into summer, you might be feeling the contrary. And it is okay. It is okay. And perhaps you will have your summer when we come into fall. And I don't feel like this is something that you need to be agitated about, because it doesn't feel like a dark night of the soul. It doesn't feel that harsh or excruciating. It feels more so soft, like you're resting. You're resting to prepare yourself for a new cycle. Let's further clarify with a card from the Chicoli Tarot. And you have the Queen of Wands. So in this phase, you are figuring out who you are becoming who you want to be. So that is why this is such a slow moving process. It's so slow paced, and I feel as I'm speaking about this that my pace is going down, and I'm speaking more slowly, deliberately. And I'm feeling very, very calm. I'm feeling this energy embracing me. And so what's funny is that the first card that I drew from the Woodland Wardens deck was a card from the Chicoli Tarot that had found its way in there, which was the Devil. So the temptation here might be to engage in more activity than you have energy and desire for, because people around you might be experiencing summer and wanting to do things, feeling the vibration, feeling the passion, and feeling the energy. But you are in a different phase. You are in a different phase. And I do feel like this temptation is quite shallow. That you are actually desiring and longing for this withdrawal, in a sense. But what might be popping up in your mental field, in your psyche, might be the expectations. Feeling the expectations of being alive and throbbing with life at this time. And so that might how do you say this? Catch you a bit. But it's minor. It's minor. They want for me to take a look at the bottom card as a final message. The Six of Swords. Transition. Also, there might be a trip coming up for you. And perhaps you're anxious about how this will turn out for you. And they're saying two things. First of all, you will be creating this bubble around you where you can come back into peace and stillness within yourself, and everything around you is just this muffled noise. And so you still have the ability to enjoy this experience and gain a lot from it. And second, they are advising you to not plan too much. Do not plan too much for this trip. Keep it to the bare minimum, bare bones. Because that will be more enjoyable for you, just to move around and experience and soaking in the atmosphere, because that is the sort of presence and energy that you are walking through right now. For 2 to 3 months is what I'm feeling. For some, maybe even up to 4. And Makal is saying that that's all for this reading. Thank you so very much for connecting in. Please like this video, leave a comment if you found it helpful. It helps me create these readings for you. And I do hope to see you next time. Bye.